Hold up, sweet tooths. That cherry red candy you love might be hiding a deadly secret. Yep, you heard that right. The FDA finally banned this dye after it was linked to cancer in animal studies, but it's been lurking in our food for decades. Hello, I'm Marcus Hart, and I'm on a mission to uncover all the hidden dangers in our everyday foods, and one of those dangers pertains to food coloring, or as they're known in the industry, food additives. It means the same thing, really, and of course, as a certified nutrition enthusiast, I've done my fair bit of research, right?
And we'll be right back. Yeah, come with me, let's rap. Take a trip and we back. And we'll be right back. Yeah, I stand for what you stand for. Hey, I get on the mic and I transform. Follow me on this world tour. The asteroid that you can't avoid. Follow me, follow me.
Just off the top of my head, I've investigated artificial sweeteners, preservatives, and I think from that I've uncovered quite a few food industry secrets, so I know what I'm talking about. But when it comes to food coloring, whether you're just looking for a quick snack or something to brighten up your baked goods, it is worth learning that not all food dyes are created equal. And so without further ado, let's metaphorically peel back the label as I uncover the shocking truth about red dye number 3. When I first started digging into this topic, the thing that really caught my attention was how long it took for action to be taken. I mean, we're talking about a food additive that's been under scrutiny for decades, and now finally the FDA has officially banned red dye number 3, nearly 35 years after it was kicked out of cosmetics for the same reason. Can you believe that? It's like finding out your favorite childhood toy was actually a safety hazard all along. But here's the kicker, this isn't just about one rogue food dye. Oh no, my friends, this is part of a much bigger picture. You see, red dye number 3 isn't the first food coloring to raise eyebrows in the scientific community. Remember yellow number 5 and yellow number 6? Those controversial characters have been linked to hyperactivity in children and are already banned in several countries. It's like a rainbow of potential health risks right there on our supermarket shelves. Now I know what you're thinking, Marcus, surely if these dyes were really dangerous, they wouldn't be allowed in our food at all. Well, let me tell you, the world of food regulation is more complicated than trying to pronounce the ingredients list on a bag of chips. Different countries have different standards, and sometimes it takes years or even decades for scientific evidence to translate into policy changes. But here's the good news, many food manufacturers are already ahead of the game. They're phasing out synthetic dyes and replacing them with natural alternatives. And I put natural in air quotes because let's face it, just because something comes from nature doesn't automatically make it safe, but it's a step in the right direction. So what can we do about all this? Well, I'm glad you asked. First and foremost, we need to educate ourselves, learn about the potential health risks of food additives, and make informed choices for yourself and your family. It's like being a food detective, but instead of a magnifying glass, you're armed with knowledge and a keen eye for ingredient lists. Speaking of ingredient lists, let's talk about how to decode them. You might think you need a degree in chemistry to understand what's in your food, but it's not as complicated as it seems. When it comes to artificial food dyes, they're usually listed by their specific names or numbers. So red 40, yellow 5, blue 1, these are all synthetic food dyes. If you see these on the label, you might want to think twice before putting that product in your shopping cart. But what about natural alternatives? Well, they're not always perfect either. Some natural food colorings can cause allergic reactions in certain people. For example, carmine, a red dye made from crushed insects, yes, you read that right, can cause severe allergic reactions in some individuals. So even when a product boasts all natural coloring, it's still worth taking a closer look. Now I know what you're thinking. Marcus, are you telling me I can never enjoy a brightly colored cupcake again? Not at all. There are plenty of safe, natural ways to add color to your food. Ever heard of beet juice? How about turmeric or spirulina? These natural ingredients can add beautiful hues to your food without the potential risks associated with synthetic dyes. But let's get back to red dye number 3 for a moment. Why did it take so long for the FDA to ban it? Well, it's a classic case of better late than never, I suppose. The dye was first flagged as a potential carcinogen way back in 1990 when it was banned from cosmetics, but it continued to be used in food products for decades after that. It is like knowing your car has faulty brakes but continuing to drive it anyway, not exactly a recipe for safety. The thing is, the food industry is a powerful beast. Changes to regulations can have massive economic impacts, and there's often pushback from companies who don't want to reformulate their products. But here's the thing, our health should always come first, always. So what's next? Well, the ban on red dye number 3 is a step in the right direction, but it's just the beginning. There are still plenty of other synthetic food dyes out there that deserve scrutiny, and it is not just about cancer risk. Some studies have suggested links between artificial food dyes and behavioral issues in children, allergic reactions, and other health concerns. But here's the silver lining, consumer awareness is growing more And more people are demanding transparency from food manufacturers. They want to know what's in their food and where it comes from. And that's fantastic. Because the more we demand better, safer products, the more likely we are to get them. So what can you do? Well, for starters, you can become a label detective. Get in the habit of reading ingredient lists. If you see a long list of unpronounceable chemicals, that might be a red flag. Look for products that use natural colorings, or better yet, no added colors at all. You can also support companies that are committed to using safer, more natural ingredients. Vote with your wallet, as they say. The more demand there is for products without artificial dyes, the more companies will produce them, and don't be afraid to speak up. If there's a product you love that contains artificial dyes, reach out to the manufacturer. Let them know you'd prefer a version without synthetic colors. You'd be surprised how much impact consumer feedback can have. Remember, this isn't about completely eliminating color from our food. It's about finding safer alternatives that don't compromise our health. And trust me, food can be just as delicious and beautiful without artificial dyes. Now, I know we've covered a lot of ground here, from the ban on red dye number 3 to the wider issues surrounding food additives. It's a lot to take in, but here's the bottom line: knowledge is power. The more you know about what's in your food, the better equipped you are to make healthy choices for yourself and your loved ones. So the next time you're in the grocery store, take a moment to really look at what you're buying. Think about the ingredients, where they come from, and what impact they might have on your health. It might take a little extra time, but your body will thank you for it. And remember, this isn't about perfection. We're all human, and sometimes that brightly colored candy is just too tempting to resist, and that's okay. The goal is to be more aware, to make informed choices most of the time. It's about progress, not perfection. So what can you do? Check those ingredient lists and choose natural, whole foods whenever possible. Don't let your food harm you. Take control of your health. That's it for this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about food dyes and if you've made any changes to your diet because of them. I'm Marcus Hart. You can follow me on Twitter, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that my videos don't get lost in the sea of misinformation. Thank you to my patrons for literally making this video happen. If you would like to support this channel, you can do so today. Until the next video, stay informed and eat well.
I stand for what you stand for. I'm at your door like the landlord. I can see the future, yeah, I fast forward. I get on the mic and I transform. Follow me, I'm in rare form. Follow me on this world tour. The asteroid that you can't avoid.